And to say that that one worked well, partner, that's stating the obvious.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's a second down and 4. Now a give up the middle. This is White. What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. 15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the first. They keep it on the ground. White again. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. There to stop him on the defensive side, Fred Warner.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Here's 2nd and 10. Mayfield firing quickly. It's complete. So the completion good for just 3. 3rd and 7 now.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
On 3rd down, a run from White. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Rachaad White, a 10-yard touchdown run. And the Buccaneers get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Well, first quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
The Bucs ready for the kickoff, and here we go. It's in the air. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Purdy going to lead the 49ers to the line, 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They begin on the ground with Guerendo. Now he's loose at the 40 and down to the 29-yard line. A big play there for the Niners. 43 yards. Well, welcome to the party. First carry of the game. How about that?
And just think, as far as he's concerned, he's just getting warmed up.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. Purdy going to give it to Guerendo. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Ball on the 27. Here's a 2nd and 8. Another try for Guerendo. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 55 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. calling a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
You see Purdy, he's going to shift him around. They'll try the middle with Garindo. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with third down now looming. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
With the score, Buccaneers 7, 49ers nothing.
The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a third down coming up. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Here we go, shot.
On third down, it's Garindo. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2.
19, Tiger, 19, Tiger.
That's another 49er first down.
Here's Garindo. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. From back at the 4, here's second and goal.
It's a loss of 1. Brings us second.
Not liking the look. They'll change the play. On the give, it's Garindo. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down.
Not only was that a terrific play, but that loss of yardage they created this close to their own goal line, that gives them a little breathing room now as they move them back.
And they're breathing fire a little bit right now, aren't they?
A lot of confidence being shown by them at this point of the game.
And now can they reverse the trend on third and goal with the last 2 plays having gone backwards? McCaffrey. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. A rough go there on third down, a loss of 4.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
And his kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So both teams come away with points on their opening drives. Now they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the post for 3 points. Game on.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Opting to run again here with White. And he's got some space here. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 68 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half. First down, here's White. And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3 our score. From the 41, here's a 2nd and 4. White running to the left. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. But the converse is, though, you've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Here is 3rd and 5. White, he'll try the left side. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Going right side is White. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Rashad White with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Bucs will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Partner, to me, that touchdown had something that was kind of rooted in that group seeing the future. What I mean by that is they had a plan. Let's find a way to score right here before the half, and that'll give us momentum going into the second half. Give us that cushion that we're looking for. They got that accomplished, scoring right before the half ended.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Second down and 4.
Let's go.
Again, it's Guerrero. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
When people talk about plays being blown up, that's exactly what they're talking about. That's Exhibit A for physical play.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. Purdy. Oh, he'll look downfield for Kittle. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. On 4th down, the Niners trot out Mitch Wishnowski to punt the football. The Trey Palmer deep for Tampa Bay. And you can't do it much better than that. This ball kicks out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. They begin the drive on the ground. It's White. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. Ready for the 2nd half. 14-3 our score as we are back underway on EA Sports. And no return forthcoming. It'll be a touchback. And the 3rd quarter will start from the 30. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. By no means certainly are they out of this contest. 2-score game start of the 3rd quarter, but you feel like if they don't get points and then they give up points, then it can become a slippery slope. This feels like an important possession.
Yeah, and that slope becomes even more slick if you come away empty-handed on this drive, because then you give them a chance to extend their lead. You need some kind of points here, even if it's just a field goal. It's what I call one of those calming drives. Try and slow things down a little bit.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. In motion goes the tight end. Purdy from the gun on 3rd down. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free. That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They start the drive with White. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Really shouldn't be a surprise. It's going to be hard to move people in this situation. You know they're going to bring the pressure defensively. So I remember playing in these spots, and my coaches always say, don't be afraid to try and create a safety, too. They're going to bring pressure.
2nd and 10 here as we roll along in quarter number 3 from Santa Clara. They stay on the ground with White. And he's got room. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. 153 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. They were probably just looking for a couple yards of breathing room, snapping the ball at their own 2. Well, they got a lot of breathing room.
And even knowing that offenses are as aggressive as they are now in the NFL, you still expect them to run the football in that situation. Why weren't they ready? Instead, it turns into a monster game and gets them way from the shadow of their own end zone.
Dre Greenlaw in there on the tackle.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
They'll go up the middle with White, and he'll get about 3 up close to the 35.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
Third down and 6.
Real.
Now a give up the middle. This is White. And he'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. Taking it about the 16. A 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Coming in to put a lick on it was Levante David.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Shotgun now with Purdy. Looking deep for Jennings. And that's caught inside the 35. And he's going to be pushed out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. A big play there for the Niners. And even 70 yards.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop it. And he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And he's going to ball his way down to about the 1-yard line. That's a gain of 7, and we'll leave them with 2nd and goal coming up.
That's a great run right there on 1st down. Didn't quite get into the end zone, but now you've set yourself up for at least 2, maybe 3 more shots from close range.
They'll try and power it in with Juszczyk. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here, back to the 2. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
After a play like that, there should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily. You're right, but he did there. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. A give running left now, Garindo. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. So with a 4th and goal looming, we hit the end of 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The field goal doesn't help. They're going to go for the 6 here on 4th and goal.
Here we go. Here we go. smash. Check smash.
They'll run for it. McCaffrey. He's fighting, but they're not going to let him in. Stopped at the 2-yard line. McCaffrey turned away on 4th and goal. And instead of having a one-score game, they'll remain 2 scores down. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. A real chance for them to salt this game away after that turnover on downs, holding a 2-score lead in the 4th quarter. The drive starts with a run by White. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that 1st down carry.
Now a 2nd and 10. They keep it on the ground. White again. And he will forge his way forward only up to the 2-yard line. The 2nd down play not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there.
And this is the worry because sometimes you can get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up and you're staring at an important 3rd down.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Out of his end zone, Mayfield. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
As I was watching the play unfold, my eyes immediately went to the referee because I wanted to see, was he going to put those 2 hands over his head, that universal signal for a safety? But it's at the 1-yard line. You know you're playing with fire when you get sacked that close to the goal line.
Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. Taking on the midfield logo. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Niners set up well. They take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
70 Lion. Here we go. Shot. Shot alert. Shot alert. Go.
Purdy going to give it to Garindo. He'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Here's 2nd and 4 from the 24.
Check, 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 check. Roll, roll, roll. Rig alert, rig alert. Bronco switch, Bronco switch. Check, Panther. Go street.
Now the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. Following the delay, here's 2nd and 9.
Check, check.
Another try for Garindo. And he is going to lose yardage here. A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. 3rd down and 9. After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here.
Yeah, anything. Change it up, because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit, you can get back to what you wanted to do before.
And this one is incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
It's got to have it time. 4th and 9. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Flush to his right. Hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Buccaneers defense holds, and they get the football back. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
On the give, it's White. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They run straight ahead here with White. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That whole thing was thrown off track thanks to the defense of Fred Warner. Really nice play. 2nd and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming. They'll try the right side here with White. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here.
133. Hurry!
On 3rd down, a run from White. And to the 46 he goes and no further. So he is well short of the 1st down marker. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down.
As much as I praise teams for being true to who they are, in this situation, I wonder if maybe they outguessed themselves a little bit. 3rd down seemed like an obvious passing situation. They chose to run it and didn't get anywhere close to the 1st down.
And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now as he's on to kick it away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. And they take a knee. Kind of a strange ballgame, Charles.